Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while needing clarification and going down rabbit holes. Hey everyone, and happy Thanksgiving week, American HBs. Wow, every time I reflect on what I'm thankful for, everybody who listens to this podcast is, top 3 on my list. We're so thankful for your support, your feedback. We love you. Okay, so this week we're actually not publishing a bonus episode on Patreon or our Apple Podcast subscription because we're participating in Blackout the System from November 25th to December 2nd. And to all of you patrons who have reached out with support for our decision, thank you so much. It was honestly a hard one to make, but something has to change in the world, right? We're hoping that with enough people refusing to spend money on Black Friday and the rest of the week at national chains and other box stores, Amazon, online retailers, and anywhere else, that we can send a message to the ruling class with this boycott. Small and local businesses are completely exempt from this, so please still support all the wonderful small businesses in your area. If you can forego using your credit cards and pay in cash, that's even better. I hope you can join us. This is also actually going to impact next week's episodes as well, because they'll be a couple of days late, starting on Wednesday, December 3rd. This week, we've actually got a patron suggestion for Thanksgiving. So here's part 1 of our recap of Waking Up with the Duke by Lorraine Heath. Oh, hello, Sabrina.
Oh, hi, Melody.
Sabrina. I know that you read every single book up to this point already. There's only 2. I'm pretty sure you've probably read till like book 8 if those exist. And this is one of those books that I kind of have a couple of clarifying questions I need to ask you.
I figure at some point I will definitely be doing a Patreon for you on the first 2 books in the series, because this book, okay, first, actually, before we even jump into this, I have a bone to pick with HB Carolyn.
We have to tell the HBs how we chose this book for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, HBs.
Hey,
happy
Thanksgiving.
U.S. American Thanksgiving. Hello.
Yeah, not Canadian ones. That was last month.
I always forget that.
Me too.
Canadian Thanksgiving is a different day, and then all of a sudden all of the Canadians I know are like, oh yeah, it's Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I didn't lose that much time.
Right? I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, so I was just gonna so essentially, hi listener, we're here with our Thanksgiving book this year, and you're probably gonna hear the name of this book and the name of this author and go,
huh?
How does that work? Because, listener, this week we're doing Waking Up with the Duke by Lorraine Heath. And we just did a fun thing.
Sabrina had this genius idea. I mean, we try to bring up the reading embrace as much as possible with the way that our brains work, but this was fucking genius. Tell them all about it.
Okay, so we put a little thing up on Patreon for everybody to basically don't tell us the name of the book, don't tell us the name of the author, we don't want to know, just give us the reading embrace reason that you would choose this book for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Give us that reading embrace reason, give us a quote, and we're going to pick from there. And I came to Melody and said, I have our book.
Yep.
And she said, okay, tell me about it. And I said, the reading embrace reason that H.B. Carolyn gave us for this to be our Thanksgiving book is one guy asks his friend to bang his wife and will be grateful if she gets pregnant. Friend proceeds to make sure that wife is fully stuffed and works hard to get things baking in that womb oven. Sorry, not sorry. Bananas but beautiful, historical. And then the quote is, I'll consider your debt paid in full if you get my wife with child. And she stated, it's the first line in the book. And boy, howdy, it is the first line in the book, and then it never gets less weird.
No, and you know what? I also, Caroline, can you please just get rid of the mystery for me and let me know which one it is? Because I've always called you Caroline unless I've called you Carolyn, and I feel like I'm too close to you to not know the exact pronunciation of your name for sure. Like, we've traded kid pictures. Like, it's ridiculous.
I think my favorite part of this, Melody, is you could have kept your slimy little secret to yourself and used me to, like, bear the brunt of not knowing how to pronounce H.B. Carolyn's name, H.B. Caroline's name. I don't know. I've never really talked to H.B. Caroline except in passing. Yeah. I've never exchanged kid pictures. It's probably not unusual if I don't know if it's pronounced Carolyn or Caroline. But you were like, nope, I'm taking one for the Melody.
You know, I gotta be honest. I gotta be me. It's transparency over here because otherwise everything falls apart. Anyway.
Oh my God, wait, no. Oh my God, no, Melody. We have not talked in so fucking long. Like, we're so overdue a friend chat. But I had somebody the other day, they were like, you know, you could get away with lying a lot. And I was like, no, I couldn't.
No.
And they were like, but like, and then they gave all of these reasons, like you work from home, you do this, you do that. And I'm like,
nope.
I'm not somebody who, I don't know where my bras are. I am currently down to like 2 bras in my life because I don't know where my bras are. That's a pretty important thing when you have bazumbas. And I can't keep track of that. You think I'm going to be able to keep track of what lie I've told
exactly
what person?
I can barely remember the truth that I experienced first person, let alone any kind of fiction I come up with.
I literally just had a call out about that too recently because somebody said something that I had done and I was like, no, I didn't. And they're like, you definitely did. Or like regularly. Actually, I think I've called you out for this before where you're like, oh, I've never done that. And I'm like, you have.
We literally had that conversation.
You've literally told me about it. Or maybe you didn't tell me about it and you talked about it on pod. That's another thing is like the amount of stuff that gets talked about on pod and then I have no memory of it ever being discussed. You definitely said that, Sabrina. I'll take your word for it.
Great. Excellent news that I'm learning for the first time now.
Thank you for informing me that I have such strong opinions about pond scum lube.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. So anyway, Caroline, you're an evil genius and we love you. And I would appreciate that clarification because I love you personally. And I cannot wait. Okay, so look, I need information. I need a couple of questions answered because this is book 3 and it's about the youngest brother. The other 2, everybody has a different dad. Everybody, like, why are other people raising these children when the mom is like hale and hearty? Like, what the fuck is happening over here?
Okay, so I did have that thought when I was reading the 3rd book, because obviously, so let me take you on my journey.
Why do these bitches have guardians? She's right here.
Melody, let me take you on this journey. I knew that I needed to read book 1 and 2 because I am who I am.
Yeah.
So I picked them up last Tuesday because I wanted to make sure I had time.
Yeah, of course.
I had a significant amount of time to read these books. Not only have I worked an insane amount of hours since then, not only have I attended a rehearsal dinner, not only have I prepared for said rehearsal dinner and wedding, not only have I gone to a wedding and stood up for my best friend at their wedding, which means it was literally an all-day affair.
Yeah.
Not only did I do that, I then went to sleep for 16 hours that night. And even with all of that, I am now on book 10.
I should have known not to take a drink at that moment. I should have known. 10, Sabrina.
Okay, wait. Maybe it's not 10. It might not be 10.
It doesn't matter.
It's at least 8.
Oh, also, speaking of weddings, show me your nails.
Oh yeah, look at my
Let's see
pretty
nails.
little.
Ooh, beautiful.
Aren't they so fancy?
They've got little lines on them.
Yeah,
Ooh, I love them.
they're like a little matte.
Yeah.
A little matte warm gray, and then shiny lines. Yeah,
Super prettiful over there.
Although I did realize after I got them that this isn't the longest I've had my nails, but it is the longest I've had my nails in a form that is not a press-on nail that's real easy to take off. So like I realized it literally the minute after I finished getting them done. I was like, oh, this is a commitment.
Uh-oh.
Like I feel like I'm gonna be more like I've committed to this long before I'll ever commit to a monogamous relationship.
Totally.
And like it's fine. Everything's fine.
Can you cut them with nail clippers? Or no? I've never had acrylic nails.
They're not acrylic. They're dip.
Oh, but so they're on your nails.
Yes, but I do have tips on them. It's not my natural nail all the way to the...
Oh, how do they put tips on if they're not acrylic?
Because tips are literally just a tiny piece of plastic that they glue to your nail to give it length. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like acrylic because I thought the same thing. I thought you had to have acrylic if you got tips added, and then it's not like that at all.
Wow.
And I just don't like acrylic. I don't like acrylic because of how thick you have to make it.
Sure.
I just don't like a thick nail. But boy, howdy, a tip and a dip.
Ooh.
A tippy dippy.
Yeah.
I was...
Tippy dippy combo.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Although, like I said, like it is a commitment. I told myself I wasn't going to get fake nails again because I was like working on growing my nails out and having them be like long and luscious and beautiful all on myself. And then a wedding happened.
There you go.
And I said... Needs
must.
That's 8 months in the making and I don't care. Bye.
Love it.
But yeah, I really like them though. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, no, but go back to Lorraine Heath. You know what else I really like? Lorraine Heath, apparently.
Ooh,
I don't know what it is. Fucking H.B. Carolyn and H.B. David. I feel like these two were in cahoots. They were like, oh, you know what we should do? We should send them historicals.
Yeah, they colluded. I'm sure of it.
There's no way that there's not a private DM somewhere on Discord where they were like, hey.
It's a conspiracy.
Hey. Well, I think part of the problem, Melody, is that as we continue to learn, and we learn it real hard whenever we just open it up to recommendations from listeners, listener just knows us too well.
They have too much data.
Yeah,
we've given them too much data. They're too powerful.
They're too powerful. They're like, what can we do? So just to finish the context, listener, we had no idea what the name of the book was. It was just make sure you give us your Patreon information and we're going to message you to get the information once we've decided. And I messaged and she was like, don't hate me, but it is the third book in a series. And I was like, damn, how am I going to find time for that?
Oh, you'll carve it. You'll carve it right out of whatever you need to.
I don't even know if I've slept in the last week. I was like, I need to read the first book so that I finish both of them in time. And I started the first book Tuesday night, and I finished it. And then I started the second book because I have no self-control.
No, of course not.
And then I finished it. And now we've rescheduled.
Yes.
Now. So like I may or may not have, like I was like, yeah, okay, well I'll hop on other things. We should be reading other things for podcast. I'm sure there are things that I should be reading for podcast. Like the book you literally just reminded me we record on in 2 days, and I'm cool. All right,
was that not on our radar? Whoops.
I've been balls deep in Lorraine Heath's catalog, and I have
all about it.
I have no regrets. None.
No, it's so good. Frankly, I'm glad I procrastinated as much as I did to read book, because otherwise she would have taken over my whole life. And now I just need to know why Guardian, Mom's fine.
Okay, so it's because it's England times, Melody. So
bullshit.
for context, So it's because it's England times, they need a guardian for the men, the boys, until they come of age. And so she was with her first husband. She gave him his heir, and
He
then
was a dick nose.
he never visited her bed again
Blech.
and went to his mistress. And then she was in love with somebody. And so she ended up being with him. That ended up being the father of the second child. And then like a year later, her husband died.
Yeah,
And
good
she
riddance.
needed essentially a protector, right? Like she has two young children. They're
Yeah.
both under 5 years old or so, something like that. And so
Even though she is a duchess, countess,
duchess.
earl, duchess. But Westcliff was an earl.
Yeah, but then she married a duke.
No, I know. So she was a countess at the
Yes.
time, and she needed a schmurtle protector.
I mean, she basically needed a dude to raise the boys. Because that's how
primogeniture.
Yep, that
You're
word.
welcome.
Wow, look at you and your $5
Check me out.
SAT words. Every single time I read it in the book, because it comes up a lot, unsurprisingly, in these historicals, especially because these are old historicals. Like, this series isn't that old, but like I've gone down the rabbit hole because I did the thing where I've read this series and realized, OMG, there's no way that this couple talked about in book one is not the start of from a different series. So then I did some digging into that series, and I was okay, well, I have to go another series back at the very least. And I was like, okay, you know what? No, that's not what happened at all. No, it was
We can barely remember the truth that happened to us first person.
Hey, check it out. Swiss cheese memory is in the house. No, so what happened is I read that, and I was definitely in the mood for more England Times historicals. So then I picked up her first England Times historical that I found, because the rest of them are like Old West cowboy series. Which, like, full disclosure, listener, now is not and Melody, full disclosure, they started coming out in 97. And I don't think that in this current climate, I would recommend them. I was definitely coming at, like, I was very aware of certain aspects of it, because it's impossible not to be aware of it, because it's set in Texas.
So is it like a bunch of gun-toting?
Well, it's a lot of people it's around the time of the Civil War.
Oh, hate that. Yeah.
Okay. And they're all from the South. And so,
Oh my God.
Family.
I had the most feminist illuminating conversation with Ember yesterday, and it devolved into explaining to them what lynching was.
Oh God, sweet fuck. Oh my God. Okay.
But like,
hey,
I can't
you know what?
not
You gotta learn.
tell them.
You gotta learn sometime, kid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Ember asked me, he's currently learning about a spy who helped in the revolution, a black spy who helped in the revolution. And so after that, he earned his freedom for him and his family as a result. And so Ember said, there's slavery's outlawed, right? We don't do slavery anymore. And I was like, what? No. And then I had to explain what for-profit prisons are and
yeah, and how
the slave labor that we put prisoners through.
Yeah,
and oh boy. And I did it in the most developmentally appropriate way one can.
And
neither of them
9-year-old?
had Yeah,
and
he's
6-year-old?
9. Valor's almost 7, yeah. But yeah, neither of them had nightmares last night, and so I feel good about it.
I will say to you, don't give them Lorraine Heath's first books.
Ah, indeed.
You don't need that.
Fair enough. Okay, sorry.
There's not lynching, but like there's just
He also found out that it was legal to beat your wife for way too long.
Oh yeah, and that marital rape is a thing.
Oh, I didn't tell him that, because then I would have to explain a lot more.
That's fair.
And like he doesn't need that burden at the moment.
I don't think any of us need the burden, but especially not a 9-year-old.
Honestly. Yeah, he learned that ladies couldn't have a bank account or a credit card until the 70s. Like, it was a lot yesterday. And it was so fun. Fun as in like rewarding instead of like fun times, party hats. I almost missed both of their activities afterwards because we were so in the thick of chatting.
Deep in what's the word?
Intergenerational?
Sectional and intergenerational feminism.
Yeah.
Huh.
So Valor almost couldn't go rock climbing yesterday.
Because she was busy learning about how women had no rights until like 40 years ago.
Yeah. You really casual stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, so it's one of those things, like, I read them. I would definitely, I wouldn't.
My God. I also, the other day, I'm so sorry. We haven't friend chatted in so long.
I know.
Because to be clear, listener, we talk almost daily, but we haven't had like the requisite 3 to 6 hour phone conversation that usually
that we
needs
usually
to happen.
have like once every other week minimum, and I don't think we've had one since I went to Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's been like a month, maybe more. Anyway, look, we live in a very heavily Zionist area, and we all know where I stand on that. And so when we were trick-or-treating, oh God, poor Michael has to live with me and my loose cannon tendencies because we were going... Me?
A what? Loose cannon?
So we were going through this neighborhood, right? And there was this house that like we would have had to cross the street again and then go around the block, and we'd already hit the right there. And so I was like, actually, you know what, why don't we turn this way and then we'll go up to these houses? And then I was just like, I mean, we don't want their Zionist candy anyway, because they have like a giant like support Israel sign in their yard. And so Valor goes, what's a Zionist? And Michael goes, your mother and her mouth.
Hey, you just have exceptionally well-informed children.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So sorry.
No, don't be sorry. But yeah, so I picked up that first historical, like England Times historical, and I read the first book in the series and then realized that the Duke that we meet at the beginning, like at some point in this, but I don't know, it's all kind of wibbly wobbly together at this point because this was last Wednesday.
Sure.
Well, I did realize that he was from the last Western series before her first England series, which means, yeah, because he had gone at there's a lot going on, Melody. I'm gonna just end up giving you a Lorraine Heath extravaganza, and I dig just take you through the chaos that I'm totally down through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but like I'm just really enjoying Lorraine Heath. Unfortunately, fuck you, H.B. Carolyn.
Because fuck you very much.
I don't have time.
Evil genius.
I ain't got time for this. And unfortunately, here we are. Like, Melody, I don't know if you've noticed. Have you looked in our Libby recently?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I've taken a perusal, if you will. Yeah. Meanwhile, I've read Lead and Deep in the Kylie Scott series.
I saw that. Oh my God.
I can give you a quickie on those anytime.
Oh my God. I would love that. I'm so mad, actually, because I literally finished reading Play, and I was like, let me go ahead and get started on the first book in the series so I have time.
This evil genius derailed
you. Look at me now. Look at me now, listener.
I would love to give you a quickie on Lead and Deep because they are chaos incarnate as fucking usual, and I loved them.
I can't wait because I don't know when I'll crawl out of here, frankly.
I hear you. Okay, so basically, these 3 boys ended up living with a totally different family because male influence?
So the second brother is
that guy's son, actual son.
Yes, and so
he got raised by his dad without knowing he was his dad.
Nobody knew. Even his dad didn't know he was his son. Yeah, that was like the big opening up, holy shit, what the fuck? Because like that was the end of the second book, like the big reveal kind of thing.
I had a feeling.
Well, the only reason that dad found out is because they thought he died in the war on the continent. Yeah. And then he came and she was like, I'm so sorry, your son is dead. And he's like, he's my what? And she's like, your son? Yeah, so like I just like this book, it was so seeing her and Leo's relationship, like the secondary romance over the so like this is 3 books with 3 different couples, but there is a 4th couple over the entirety of the series. And you get to see it like grow. And like Leo is just a sweet, devoted, angelic. Melody, Leo is so hot. Like,
He's so swoony.
He's so swoony. So, having read the first 2 books, so many things got buttoned up and
Sure.
like come to fruition. Like seeds that were planted in book 1 happened in book 3, and it was just like,
oh. So hold on, does that mean that the mom also lived with her former lover and BFF, his wife?
no.
And then did the boys go
never.
back when she?
Oh,
Don't understand. Did the boys go back with her when she married that duke and then had Ainsley? Because Ainsley is the hero of this book. He's the youngest son.
yeah, and he's the son of the duke that she married after the earl died. I don't know. That's a great question.
Because he also lived with the
that would
same
have
guy.
been a question for last Wednesday, Sabrina.
Fair enough. Okay. It's all very convoluted, but I also don't care that much as well.
It's one of those things where I think that they essentially lived nearby, but I don't think that they lived, because she, like, after the Duke, Mama Ainsley, the Duchess
of Schmergel.
Like,
she's an independent woman now.
She is an independent woman, and she don't give
She's a modern
fuck
lady
about no scandal. She's
That's
like,
right.
I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and
I don't
what
care
are you
who
gonna
knows
do
that
about
I'm
it?
boning this artist.
This
I'll tell you how
artist,
I'm boning him. Oh,
they have
15
a
years
15
younger.
year
It's hot.
age difference.
It's
like,
hot.
oh, man, I could. Are we not? Is this episode actually just about all 3 books, and we're just going to talk about the mama?
I mean,
'Cause,
we're
like,
a half hour in, so we really need to get our shit together, regardless. Okay,
Yeah.
It's good that we don't have, like, too many written down notes. This is good. So, look, it's Jane Seymour, which actually comes back because that's the name of Henry VIII's last wife.
mhm.
And it actually, like, kind of relates in a quasi, I don't know, like, you know how they say that history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes? It's not the
So-
same, but it has shades of it.
That's definitely a mood, but I am laughing because I remember exactly the scene that you're talking about where that happens, where they just
Yeah.
like they come up with that whole thing about the Henry
Yeah.
dates, whatever, blah blah blah. And all I could think was, you could be lying to me right to my face right now, Lorraine Heath, and I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm not even gonna Google it. I don't give a shit. Give me more. You could be lying straight to my face, the most easily Googleable thing in the entire world. And I'm like, you're like, oh yeah, Henry VIII also really liked to prance around on white horses that he dyed pink. And I'd be like, that tracks.
Neato.
Cool. Sounds great.
Neato.
And
Yeah.
then you know what I would do, Melody? The next time I saw somebody and they talked about Henry VIII,
my
I'd be like,
God.
did you know that he used to
pink
dance
horses?
around on pink horses? They'd be like, Sabrina, you shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. And I'd be like, joke's on you. I read it in a romance.
An actual book. I read it in a book, you dick. Not on the internet.
Sabrina,
Anyway, look.
that's not any better.
So Jane is the wife of Voltric. What's his name?
Wolfert.
Wolfert, right?
Mhm.
Wolfert. And he is currently in a wheelchair. He has been in a wheelchair since an accident that he had 3 years ago with his cousin / BFF, who Jane now fucking hates because she blames him for the accident.
And it's awful because he's always, as long as he's known her, he's been like secretly pining after her. Like, man, I really wish that I had met her first. Like, I'm
Yeah.
kind of in love with my best friend's wife.
Yeah, fully Jesse's girl situation.
Uh-huh. And then Wolfert says, hey, buddy, you want to bang my wife down so that she has a kid because her greatest desire in the world is a child? And
Yeah.
I can't give it to her anymore because you broke my dick?
Yeah,
The
you
very
owe
least
me.
you owe me is your
I'll consider your
seed.
debt paid for my legs and my cock if you impregnate my wife. And
I-
he thinks to himself, like, this will be great because this guy has a reputation for being like a very good lover and he's very discreet. And, you know, he also has the Seymour bloodline or whatever.
He's also not going to get attached is what Wolfert thinks.
Exactly.
But I suspect that Wolfert...
he thinks... Yeah, I don't know that
I think that Wolfert
sure.
was planning it at... Okay, so, like, this is a huge spoiler, but the minute, like, the closer we got to the end, I was like,
yeah,
I think that Wolfert was planning...
I agree.
To, like... Do you want to hear the bananas
he
thing
was
I thought was going
orchestrating.
to happen?
It was marionette puppeting. What's up?
I thought that once she was preggo, I thought he was going to fake his own death and run away to the continent with his mistress and their children. I thought that's what was happening. I thought what was going to happen is, this is a huge spoiler, sorry, listener, but like when Ainsley got the letter that he was dying, I was like, he's going to show up there and he's going to be fine. And he's going to be like, yeah, so I'm leaving. I'm done.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to fake my own death and disappear into the wild, wild west. Listener, I need you to understand that Melody texted me last night and said, I am 54% in. Why is this husband still alive?
Yeah, this husband is still alive. What the fuck?
Oh my God. And like, Melody, I need you to understand that having read the first 2 books and seeing Ainsley in those books and now getting his romance, like, he's so swoony because, like, he's so honorable.
He's swoony in just this. Yeah, in
yes,
just this book.
He is.
He's
but
so
like,
fucking swoony.
Oh my God, but seeing him as a youth, oh my God, he's the youngest brother, but he always calls his middle brother Puppy.
Yeah. Like, he is the eldest brother just because of personality. Like, he nurtures everyone around him and he wants to make sure everybody's okay. And he has felt so much guilt for Jane because she was pregnant when they got in this horrible accident. And because of the stress and the trauma and all the stuff, she ended up miscarrying. And then she finds out that her husband cannot give her a baby, and that's all she's ever wanted. And so he does not want to do this because he's been in love with her since he met her at their engagement party, at Wolfert's and her engagement party. And he's always been like, I wish I had met her before him, especially because he knows that Wolfert has never been in love with Jane, or at least hadn't been up until that point.
Well, he knows that the night that they ended up breaking Wolfert's lower half, he was with his mistress. Yeah. He was with his mistress and their children.
He already had a kid with that mistress,
yeah.
too.
And then, like, listener, we are in Jane's point of view for so much of this book, and half of the reason that she feels guilty about I could have... You're lucky that your dick doesn't fucking work, because I'd make it not work myself. I fucking am so mad at you. Like, what the fuck, Wolfert? Because, like, she is under the impression that he has always been faithful and that all of the funny business was over when they got married.
Yep.
And then that's not true at all.
He even has the opportunity when they have, like, the group chat about this arrangement and going through with it. He even has the opportunity to tell her that he has not been faithful to her. And he does not. And he shakes his head at Ainsley, being like, don't divulge my secret. And so he knows the amount of guilt that she's feeling with this whole situation. And yet he doesn't assuage that guilt whatsoever, just because he wants to continue being like the best boy in the whole wide world in her eyes. Because she hero worships him. And she has since they got married. She thinks that he is the most perfect husband and, you know, she's a dutiful wife as a result. She loves him deeply. And when she ends up going to this, like, month-long fuck retreat, impregnating retreat, she figures out what it's like to have a guy actually be into you for the first time. I know that this is a hot take, Sabrina, but I have very conflicted feelings about Wolfert.
Wow. So hot.
Most tepid take ever. But really, what a fucking asshole that also kind of redeems himself because he sets up her second half of her life. Does he?
I
don't
think your
he
hot
does.
take is that he does redeem himself.
I know. No, he doesn't. He doesn't because he did all of it
No.
selfishly. No, he doesn't. He would have made her live with her love of Ainsley for the rest of her fucking life while parading their child around as his.
And then whenever she's not there and he goes to take the waters in order to help his
Whatever, his health
health
situation.
what
He's actually visiting
doing
his second
is,
family.
and then
His first family.
while she's on
His
this,
chosen family. I'm sorry, Sabrina.
how dare you interrupt me about all of these things when you're sitting here talking about there's even a chance in hell that he has redeemed himself by the end of this book.
I know. I'm a monster. I'm so sorry. Carry on. So Woolcraft goes to Ainsley.
And he's like, "Hey, you owe me your seed. My wife wants a kid." And Ainsley's like, "One, your wife fucking hates me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, she despises me on a level that is, like, probably unhealthy."
Truly. And like Jane is honestly the nicest person in the entire world. And yet she treats him openly with disdain.
I have never felt more seen than this woman being like, "Wow, I'm such an asshole." And
I
then
know.
it's just not like, "I'm the worst."
I know.
And then it's like, you gave him a shitty room, but he is still in the house instead of in a tent. No.
True.
You're not an
True.
asshole.
Yeah, well, and Ainsley knows this is going on, but he loves her so much that he doesn't care. He's like,
Well-
I deserve it. Because she puts him in basically like a servant's quarters when they're hosting a bunch of people for a fox hunt and a ball. And it's the first time they've hosted this thing since the accident. And so, yeah, she puts him in this fucking closet in their stately
how
home.
dare you sit here and talk about how he may have redeemed himself by this? We find out at the end of this book, and Ainsley wasn't even aware of this, that
Yeah.
he's the reason for the accident.
Yeah, and yet he's held it over Ainsley's head for the entire time.
Knowing that Ainsley feels so fucking guilty about it for the last 3 years.
Woolcraft is a monster.
Like, oh my God.
But he
What the
does set up, I think maybe knowingly, at least by the time she comes back from her month-long fuck retreat, I think he knows he's
knowingly,
setting up her
because
second
if he
half.
didn't actually die, he was gonna fake his fucking death as long as there was a son, fuck off with all of his unentailed wealth, and
Sure.
then live in the bumfuck whatever forest of Bavaria
Sure. With his chosen family.
with his
first
fucking
family.
family.
His loving family. Yeah. The woman he actually
my
loves
God.
and the woman he's
So-
actually attracted to.
Melody, I came into this like not prepared to like. I can't believe I'm having to argue so hard that Wolford is a monster.
No, I hear you. No, I don't know.
What
I
is
knew that
happening here,
something was
Melody?
up.
Usually
I don't
I
know.
have the rose-colored glasses.
Yeah,
Usually
no,
I'm like,
I know.
it's not so bad.
No, he's a
No,
fucking monster.
this is so bad, Melody.
I know. It really is. Because he was also going to force his cousin, whom he knows, like, wants a love match. And if he has children, like, he wants to be a good father. Wolford knows this about Ainsley the whole time, and yet would be fine with Ainsley having to watch his child grow up without him.
And then when Ainsley is like, I don't really want to do that, he's like, all right, well, I'll go to the second on the list. And then he starts like talking about like terrible matches for her, like people who aren't going to give a shit about her pleasure at all.
One guy who's syphilitic, allegedly. Allegedly syphilitic. This fuck. He makes
It's
up
just-
that story, y'all, so
Yeah.
that Ainsley gets backed into a corner and he has to fuck Jane.
He says that the next in line, once he's gone, if he doesn't have a son, the
Mhm.
next person to take over the the earl, the whatever he
The
has,
whatever dumb.
the fuck facedom
Yes.
is syphilitic and
and
like
insane.
baffled in the head.
He's got worms eating his brain.
that what happens when you get syphilis?
It's
Worms eat
similar.
your brain?
Similar. Yeah. Ask RFK
Yeah?
Jr. It's fine.
Are you...
Carry on. Uh-oh. Sabrina literally just fell out of their chair. What the fuck, dude?
That was... Ow. You know how everything goes right in the perfect way for everything to go wrong? Like, my wheels were turned in a weird way, my slipper was half off my foot, and there was dog hair under it on top of that, and there was a lot, and then, of course, I tried to save my yarn, and like, ow. Owie. Oh my gosh. I'm not a
It all went right so that it could go wrong for your bum. You're bleeding? Sabrina? My RFK Jr. joke was not worth that at all.
Hey, it's not even the joke aspect of it. It was just so out of left field. I was not prepared. Melody, I need you to understand that I am so strongly stuck in the past times right now that I forgot that RFK Jr. existed and my life was better for it, you know? And so like being reminded of him.
That life was better for it?
For forgetting he existed?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. I thought you meant that he does exist. And I was like, wait.
No,
babe,
my life was better for having forgotten that he existed.
For sure.
And then to be but like if I'm going to be reminded that he exists, I'm okay with it being because of
his brainworm?
Being learned of his brainworms, you know? Like
indeed. Yeah.
Wow, that really fucking hurt. Oh my god, I think oh my god, what the fuck? I need a Band-Aid. Ow. That's got a fucking bruise. I can't believe RFK Jr. is hurting me from afar like this.
I know, right?
It's all his fault.
It
Him
is.
and his brainworms. Anyway.
Yeah, certainly not mine, for sure.
Yeah, no, so he straight up lies to Ainsley and is like, the person who's going to take over is syphilitic and bamboozled in the brain because of it.
Yeah.
And so if you don't fuck my wife, then the whole earldom is going to fall apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, he also brings this up to her, and she's like, that is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. First of all, I don't want to be with anyone but you. Meanwhile, we find out pretty much here that in the last 3 years, even though he has use of his hands and mouth and brain and everything and heart, he has not snuggled her. He has not done anything sexual. He hasn't even kissed her because why start something he can't finish? So she has been caring for him and then just living in this lonely solitude, starved of human touch for the most part. And also, very notably, the only reason they're having the fox hunt now is because the catheter was invented. And so Wolford has gained a lot more freedom now because he uses a catheter.
Yeah, I will tell you, Melody, that I've already... Wait, did you know the catheter was invented in the mid-1800s?
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I'm glad
I didn't
it's
either.
true.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Did you
really,
Google
really cool.
it? Do you know it's true, or are we just taking Ms. Heath at her word?
Oh, no. I Googled it.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Because I wanted to know why he got so sick so fast. There had to be a fucking reason.
Oh.
It was the catheter.
The catheter's what caused it?
Yeah, because especially in this time, without the knowledge of
like
sterilizing things and without penicillin or whatever, when you get bacteria introduced, he dies of septicemia.
Oh.
Isn't that nuts?
That's heinous.
Yeah. Septicemia of the penis. Septipenius.
Septipenis, yeah. That sounds like a My Little Pony.
No, it does not. It sounds like a seven-dicked monster. What are you talking about?
Like, it sounds like a land, like Septipenia, you know? Anyway.
Truly.
Oh yeah, I have a D&D campaign coming up, and I decided that my character was from a realm called Evanmere, but maybe I'll make it Septipenia, just in honor.
I like that a lot more.
I'm not going to do that because I have a very intense backstory for this character.
Okay.
That's important. And
Yeah.
it's not all fun and games in all aspects
No.
of my life, you know?
Yeah.
Just most of them.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
She doesn't want to do this. And he's like, I don't want to do this because it's the only thing I want to do for the rest of my life. And that would break my fucking heart to have her for a short while and then let her go.
yeah.
But he loves her so much that he eventually agrees. And it gets to the point where, because they had do the fox hunt and then there's a ball afterwards, he is like, he ends up taking Woolcraft out
They've
to like
kissed
fish.
at this point before this ever happens.
Well, no, I know. I'm going back to like the fishing to do the couple of scenes before they kiss.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Ainsley is just so fucking kind that even when he's hurting and even when he knows that his best friend is actually a giant douchebag, he just doesn't know the the length and breadth of his douchebaggery.
Mm-hmm.
He's still so kind that he ends up talking to Jane about like not limiting herself because she's been not doing activities because Woolcroft can't do them at all anymore. And so he ends up taking Woolston out to the river and they do some fishing while he's on the back of a horse.
It's especially fucked up because at this point she has said, I am not interested, and he's like, well, old chap, you guess you're gonna have to seduce her.
You're gonna have to coerce her. Yeah. He's like, you've seduced a lot of women before. Just use your wiles on her. Meanwhile, I was like, what the fuck is up with this husband? Okay? Because my interpretation of England Times manhood, if there's not something like really, really up with this husband, there's no fucking way he would want his wife to be with another dude, you know? I mean, it makes sense once you find out.
He wants an heir!
Yes, no, I know, but I felt like there had to be something else. I feel like maybe Lorraine Heath did enough like seed planting that I was like, what's going to come out of the woodwork with this husband? And it's a whole ass family and like a woman he's actually in love with instead of just the wife that he spends a couple of minutes betwixt the legs in order to like get an heir and then fucks off and doesn't care, doesn't talk to her. At one point, after she meets the mom and the adorable painter, Leo, thank you. I was going to say Joe. I don't know why. Once she meets Leo and the mom and they end up like playing cards and stuff together, she's like, you know what I noticed is like they talk.
They like each other.
They like each other. Yeah, like when they play cards and stuff, they don't even have to talk in order to communicate. And like Wolford and I don't do that. And we haven't even before the accident. Like when she figures out the bullshit that she has been enduring simply because he doesn't love her, like it must have been so gaslighting and maddening.
Well, like, and at that point, oh, Wooly, how about you just fucking sit down with her and have a serious conversation and be like, hey, lots of people, like, find the love of that's what it is he didn't do that for the 4 years leading up to the accident, the 3 years since then. He has had a mistress that he is in love with and a whole nother family this entire time. And as far as one of her biggest hangups with not doing this with Ainsley is that she's like, I will not go back on my vows. Marriage vows are really important to me, and
He's kept his marriage vows.
Every
of
single
course I should.
Fucking time that she thought that in the book from her point of view, I wanted to rage.
I know, because at the beginning of the book, while we don't know the lengths of it, we do know that they spent the night in the beds of other women the night of the accident. And that is something that that Ainsley has not divulged to her, nor obviously has Wolfston. Anyway, so they go and they are fishing. He ends up like falling out of the saddle into the water. And there's like this, I mean, it's adorable and it's funny. Well, they have this scene of him.
Her fishing. To clarify, it's him. It's him and Wolfbane. I like that.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and Wolfbane. And like he is like Ainsley made a custom saddle. He got a horse that is super duper chill and brought with him. And so that way he gets a little bit of his agency back. He can
Yeah.
ride again. Even if he can't
Yeah.
hunt, he can ride at the very least. And like they
Yeah.
go fishing and he turns it into a whole thing and he goes and like flounders around in the mud and then
Uh-huh.
Jane is just so happy because she's hearing her husband laugh for the first time in
Yeah.
like definitely since the accident, but for a long time before then. He's
Yeah.
always been shuttered as far as
Right.
they are concerned.
Right. Yeah. And so she's starting to feel like kind of conflicted because she knows that Ainsley loves him so much and she knows that he feels terrible about it. But she also can't let go of the fact that this accident and the state of her life is Ainsley's fault in her mind. So, anyway, after that, they end up doing the hunt. And there's another scene where Jane and Ainsley see each other because she like falls off her horse. She gets bucked off her horse or something. And so he comes over and he helps her. And then he like has her ride home. And she's like, I want to ride astride so badly because it'll be so much better. But then I would have to have him help me and he might like see up my skirt, the cad. So instead he switches the saddles so that she can ride his horse home and he walks beside her. And I mean, it's so great.
Well, and she's starting to get to see a side of him that she's never seen, partially because she's never let herself see it, right?
Yes.
Like, this is her husband's best friend, and so why would she be close to him? And then he's the reason that all of their dreams shattered as far as she is
Yes.
concerned. And so, like,
Mhm.
why would she give him the time of day? And now she's realizing, oh no, the Duke is kind of
I might
wonderful.
like him quite a bit. Yeah, that's really
Hmm.
inconvenient. And so at the ball, Wolfson is like, I want you to dance with Ainsley, and I'm going to go to the card table. And so she's like, I really don't want to do that. And then she remembers Ainsley telling her that not indulging in these activities is ending up punishing Wolfsbone because
Guess
he
what?
doesn't want, yeah,
Fuck him.
I mean, honestly, fuck him. But Ainsley is a good friend, and to both of them.
Well, yeah, because she deserves to have some happiness.
Yes, but giving her the rationale to not feel guilty about that happiness
Yes.
is a gift
Mm-hmm.
that she doesn't even realize in the moment. So anyway, he ends up dancing with her, and he has a reputation for dancing once and then leaving the ball because he's not going to lead on any young chits or whatever. Also, all the ladies
Melody.
there, all the meddling ladies are betting on who he's boning at this retreat because it has to be someone
Oh my
because he's such a good
God.
lover.
Yes, there's that. But like, it's so funny. The first time we meet him is because he is known to only go to a ball and dance once, but everybody wants him at their ball.
Yeah, and they want to be the person that he chooses to dance with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, I was shocked at how upfront these women were about
I know,
their
I loved it.
wagering.
I know, I loved it.
They were like, would you like to put money down?
There's this one delicious gossip who does not give a shit about anybody's good opinion. And she's just like, were there any beds that were unmade last night? Because maybe we'll find out that he was outside of his bedchamber.
Well, and it's so funny because she's like, does this woman not think that he would think ahead enough to like
Rumple
rustle
the
up
sheets.
rumple
Yeah.
the sheets before he
Come on.
leaves? Like,
Come on.
he is a veteran scoundrel with morals.
Yes.
Like, there's no way that he doesn't.
Yeah, with a reputation for being very discreet.
Well, and we find out that the only reason anybody ever knows that he has bedded somebody is because his bed partners are the one talking about it because they want
Yes.
everyone to know that he chose them.
Yes.
He's like, you've never heard it from my mouth or my servants' mouths or my
Nope.
family's mouths, and you
Nope.
never would because I am extremely discreet. And then he proves it. This
And he's very
entire
honorable.
book.
Yeah.
So honorable.
So anyway, he ends up dancing with her, and she tries really hard not to enjoy it, but by the end she realizes that she's smiling. And she's so excited to like go back and talk to Wolf's Cork, talk to him about the dance and everything. And then as she's going back, he notices her face fall and her arm twitches in the crook of his arm because he didn't stay to watch. He didn't give a shit that she was going to go enjoy herself. He just went off to do what he was going to do at the card table.
Hey, Melody.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something that I just am so deeply admirous of you for?
Okay.
Your ability to come up with weird fucking names for people. I'm pretty sure that at count you're at like 30 different weird names for Wolfert. And I know the only things that I can think of are Wolfert and Old Woolly. That's it. That's
I like Old
all
Woolly.
in my. That's all that's in my head is Old Woolly. But then I forget both of them when you say one of yours because I'm like, is that it? And I'm basically, and then I forget both of those names, and it's just. Did you know that you have a gift?
Thank you. It's very kind.
A gift for bullshitting names.
Thank you so much. I'm glad because my gift is not remembering names.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me because usually
when they're nonsense England Times names.
Well, it's also, but even with nonsense England Times names, usually by now, an hour into recording, you have settled on something.
I've chosen one.
You've chosen one, usually because, like, partially because, like, sometimes I'll get hooked on one that you've said that I really like, and I cannot pick, and so now he's just any W. So anyway, Worcestershire doesn't give a shit, and he's gone off to the card games.
Yeah, and Ainsley's gonna leave her alone, right? Because he's also leaving. So he goes out to the terrace to, like, pull himself together because that dance was life-changing for him. He finally, like, danced with his dream girl. So he's trying to pull himself together, but then he hears sniffling in the darkness on the terrace, and he realizes that Jane is over there crying. And so he thinks about leaving her and, like, letting her keep, whatever dignity she's trying to preserve. But he's like, no, her comfort's more important. And he goes over and he's like, Jane, can I do anything? And she's like, oh, no, I'm fine. Everything's fine. But eventually it gets to the point where she tells him that, like, being touched, being the center of someone's attention, essentially, she doesn't say that exactly, but being the center of someone's attention has shown her what she's been missing the past 3 years. And then it comes out that he hasn't kissed her. Ainsley thinks and knows this is a capital C crime. And so he says, wait, he's never done this? And then grabs her face and very, very gently and sweetly kisses her on this terrace. She responds, like, even though she doesn't want to, obviously, she, like, grabs his lapels and pulls him in. And then finally she pulls back and she's like, wait, no, wait. Like, this isn't right. This isn't what Wolf's Pine talked about. I can't do this.
And then he looks at her and says, shame on him.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of that.
Because this isn't about her. This has nothing to do with her. And that's the problem. None of this has anything to do with her. She has never even been a figment of his imagination or his thoughts.
She's never been a side character, let alone a maid character for Wolf's Bone. Like, honestly.
3 in the last, like, 2 minutes. It's just so impressive. I said Worcestershire one time and now I'm stuck there. I think I'm stuck on Worcestershire. Mostly because I'm very proud I can actually say it.
I just can't remember anything past the wolf. So it's going to be wolf whatever the whole time. Whatever comes out of my mouth first.
Hey, you're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you,
sweetie.
Sabrina. Wow. Thank you.
You're doing so good.
So then she's like, this is, like, wrong, but also it's got me thinking. And so she goes to his room and waits for Wolf's Corn. And he doesn't show up from that table until, like, 3 or 4 in the goddamn morning. And he's really surprised to find her there. But she ends up talking to him, and they call Ainsley up to the bedchamber at, like, 4 in the morning.
There is no way that Ainsley did not walk in there going, oh my God, he's going to make me fuck this woman right here, right now. He has laid down the law and said that, like, that was all I could think is, like, once Ainsley walked in, like, what the hell is happening at 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
Why am I going into Worcestershire's bedroom right now?
Yeah,
And he walked in and saw Jane there. And it's like, oh boy, cock out.
See, I thought that he would think, like, I'm in trouble, because it's one thing to say that you want your wife seduced. It's another thing to, like, have it actually happen, you know?
Yeah.
But of course, Wolfsmont doesn't care at all. And so they all get together. They're around the fireplace. And she says, like, how would this work if we were to do it? He describes this quote-unquote cottage. Like, go fuck yourself, Mr. Duke. Okay, that's not a cottage. That is a country home. All right? Don't. I loved her, though, because she walks into this fucking mansion and she's like, what are you talking about, cottage? I was expecting a one-room, fireplace and a cot.
And he's like, well, it's not a hovel. And it's like, oh my God, Ainsley, you're showing your privilege, my friend.
For sure. But he says, I don't take anyone there, and we can spend a month trying to get you pregnant, and then after that, you can come back. No one will ever know. And, Bob's your uncle. There you go. And Wolf's Nose is like, I've been there before. It's really nice. And the countryside is really beautiful. And it is very, like, quaint, and nobody knows about it. And I think you would enjoy it more than just, like, the orgasms.
So they set some rules. She says, okay, I will do it, but there will be no kissing. None at all. And he acquiesces.
And it will be as expedient as possible.
Yeah, like, this is not for pleasure. This is for pregnancy.
Yes.
And he says, okay, well, I have a condition. And this was, Melody, like, I wish that you'd read the first 2 books, because it was so poignant knowing the history of their families. And like, so for context, listener, he basically says, my stipulation is that you will love this child.
No matter who its father is.
No matter whose father. And then he also holds Dude to that as well. And he says, you have to agree to this as well before I'm willing to go through with this. And it's because the Duchess, she had a terrible marriage with her first husband. And she hated him. And not hate, but like, it was just a terrible, terrible marriage. And so she ended up
having a hard time bonding with the baby,
giving love to their child. And then she had a child with the love of her life.
Or at least she thought so at the time.
The love of her youth.
Yes, that's the one.
And he was the favorite. It was known he's the favorite between all of the siblings. And so he's like, Is
Westcliff okay?
Melody, I need you to understand that this man, his book
is he a Sebastian?
His book is Banu News. Both of their books are Banu News.
Doesn't his wife cheat on him and he sends her away as a result? Doesn't she, like, bang the gardener or something? Right in front of him on the dining room table, probably?
So, no, it's the night of their wedding and she's really nervous. And so her best friend is the second brother.
Steven?
They grew up together, Steven.
Okay.
And
I don't know that I like where this is going.
She was really nervous about the marriage bed, especially because they had been betrothed since before she was born because of an old thing that their parents had agreed to.
Sure.
And because he's always been very serious and stern and, like,
scary,
kept afar, because he's 8 years older than she is.
Yeah.
And so, like, when she's 10, he's 18, he's now an adult, and he's taken over the title at that point.
She doesn't consummate her marriage with the brother, does she?
No.
Okay.
He does basically say,
real good?
No,
Highlander finger banging?
It's worse than all of these.
No, it can't be!
Because he says, let me help you. Like, they're both drunk as shit. And he's like, I will help you get out of consummation tonight so that you can have a night's, like, freedom. And so does literally just lay down on top of the covers, and she's under the covers, and he, like, holds her for a second. And Westcliff comes in real excited about, because his thing is he's always wanted to be loved, and so he thought that his wife was going to be the one who
It would be
love
the first
him.
person who would love him.
And he's always heard her laughter, and he's always been so like enamored by her from afar, but like
But he didn't know how to show it because nobody ever showed him.
Well, and he didn't court her because they were already betrothed, so like we're just going to get married. And so
That's lazy.
Well, it's like they don't know each other. And like,
well, yeah, but that's also a choice, Westcliff. To be like, she's a sure thing anyway, so I don't have to woo her at all. That's a thing that he did.
Well, he thinks that they're going to learn each other because
Sure.
she's already wooed him from afar.
But yeah, but it's got to be reciprocal, dingbat.
Yeah,
Not you
okay.
dingbat, Westcliff dingbat.
I mean, hey, no, I agree with you because the whole time I was like, Westcliff, what the fuck? And then
She doesn't
he does get real mad, and he's like, I can't believe that you cheated on me with my brother the night of our wedding. And then he does leave her in the country and go to town and stays there for 3 years.
Yeah, I get that.
Are you ready for some super scandalous shit? There's another woman happening on in the background, and the third act breakup is because this woman really wants to be with Westcliff.
Yeah.
And God, I love a messy bitch. I hate a messy bitch IRL, but like, my God, I love a messy bitch in a book. Or if they're like at least 2
degrees of separation.
Yeah, I don't want your messy shit to actually impact me at all.
Yes.
But I love hearing about it. She makes it so that, because like at this point, Westcliff has left her because he was going to get a divorce. This is why we don't have time for this. We don't have so
time
much
for
of
this, but I am riveted.
But she ends up being conniving and getting it to where she sends him a letter to come to the conservatory. Somebody had also told her to go to the conservatory to meet her husband. She's facing away. Stephen comes up behind her, and it's all dark, and so she doesn't know.
No, Westcliff comes up behind them.
And like he doesn't realize it's her because it's dark, because the conniving lady told him, hey, we should have a party of 2 while there's a ball going on downstairs. We'll have a little bit of like secret sneaky sex. And so she got him to come to the conservatory. And now Stephen and her kiss.
It's not Stephen. Stephen's the second brother, right?
Yes. Because they don't realize it's each other. A man comes up behind her who is very similar to her husband. He comes up in front of her and doesn't realize that it's her because it's dark. And he just swoops her around, and they kiss first, and then they pull back immediately because they're like, oh my fucking God, this is the wrong person. And Westcliff is right there.
He does it again?
Accidentally.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's messy. It's fucked up. Westcliff is emotionally stunted as hell, and I love him. You are gonna fucking die in the second book, though, because it's in amnesia. And
and his wife's name is Mercy, which I love.
Mercy Dawson. She worked with Miss Nightingale in the war. She was a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Melody, I can't wait to tell you about these books. I have so many feelings.
Oh my God. I can't wait to read them now, because I'm gonna.
Yeah, you should. No,
God
seriously,
damn it.
you really should. Like, I think that you will understand what I'm talking about when I say after you've read the first 2, I think you're going to want to reread the third one, just to have the experience of reading it with all of the West Ravenel of it all. You know?
Of course. Yes. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. So
okay,
anyway.
I'm sorry. So they decide to go out to this country estate for the month. It's going to be totally private. Nobody's going to be called by any titles. She will be Jane and he will be Ainsley. But that is his title. Doesn't matter.
And he's so sweet and understanding because, like, he realizes how nervous she is. He also realizes how how shitty Worcestershire's been, because he's like, I mean, you don't have to do things at night. Also, like, it doesn't have to, if you don't want, like.
Wait, so over the course of the month, we find out just how limited their physical and emotional intimacy has been, right? But the way that it starts right now
in the dark
is, with like just
she's never even taken off her nightgown
up. Right, exactly. But right now, that starts with her being like, okay, well, I'm here. Does it start now? And he's like,
I'm so
what?
sorry. So I'm just thinking about the nightgown. I'd forgotten about that aspect of it. Another one of Lorraine Heath's books, the heroine, her really shitty, terrible brother told her, like, you just pull up your nightgown and let him do his thing. And so when she's so terrified and timid of this man because he is such a fucking gruff asshole. And they finally kiss the first night, and he feels her hands let go of and whatever, and he thinks that they're gonna come touch him, and then he feels her like clenching, and he's like, what are you doing? And he looks down, and she's just like yoinked up her nightgown, and she's like, I was just getting ready for you. And he's like, babe, you are so sweet, but that is not what's gonna happen here.
That poor baby. Okay, anyway, so yeah, she's like, do you have to do it like right now? And he's like, well, I thought maybe you might want to bathe or nap, or like maybe we'll have some dinner, enjoy the day, get settled in, and then we can start tonight. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's been freaking out the whole time that she's been traveling to him. So they end up having this really intimate dinner, and it's like at a tiny table where they're like just across from each other. He's trying to get her to calm down a bit, so he's plying her with a little bit of wine. And she's like, do you want to get me like snookered? And he's like, no, I don't know, but I would love it if you could just like relax a tiny bit.
I just need
if you
you
weren't
to
so
be
clenched.
6 levels more chill than you are right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. So they end up talking a little bit, but then he's like, okay, I will come to you as soon as like your maid is gone and the house has gone to bed. And she's like, okay.
Yes, because this is such a tiny house. There's no wings. All 6 of the bedrooms are on the same hallway.
Yeah, this cottage.
Minuscule.
Oh my gosh, microscopic. So he ends up coming in, and she thinks he's going to be in like a dressing gown, very dukely. And instead, he's like a scoundrel, like a rough cad with his trousers and his shirt open on the chest. And untucked. Ooh.
And he's barefoot? Lorraine Heath what is it with these historical authors? I'm really just loving a man's foot and talking about a man's foot and the arches.
Well, I mean, Western culture, they wore shoes inside the whole time. So, like, the feet are incredibly intimate.
I get it, but
but it wasn't something Sabrina needed, what it does.
Well, okay, so I am inured to an extent, because at this point, like, we talk about it. I've spent a lot more time aware of all of the foot discussion in books than, because usually I just whimsy it hard on my own, but like I'm just used to it at this point. It's whatever. But I still clock it every time.
Yeah,
and
of
I'm
course.
Like, you all just really love the arch of a man's foot. Are you okay? Is everybody out there okay?
Is everything fine over there?
Because it's not just historicals either. It is just like, it is a common, like, I don't know why I never clocked that was a microtrope. The sexy arch of a man's foot. Like,
yeah. Or intimacy being shown by a bared foot is very interesting.
Does that mean that we're really intimate because I showed you the gash that I gave myself?
That
RFK Jr. gave me.
Thanks so much.
Does that mean that we're like extremely intimate now?
Oh, yeah. I think that's the only conclusion one can draw.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
So anyway, then he goes around and he douses all of the lamps and candles, and she feels so silly because she should have done that. And he then like comes over and he tells her to sit on the bed.
Oh my God, before any of this happens though, while they're like walking up the stairs, she says to him, "Why are you willing to do this?" And he says, "To see you happy. And if you want a lengthier explanation than that, I will need an abundance of wine." And she says, "Perhaps that is explanation enough." And it's like,
he just loves her.
Oh my God. He just wants me to be happy.
Yeah.
That's all. And
That's
she's
it.
already started getting the inklings of how much this is costing him.
Yeah.
because like family is so important and he would be a great father and like all of these things, and he wants to be a father and he
Yeah.
wants love in his marriage and all of these things, and she's like, oh buddy, okay.
Yeah, it's rough. And so he goes over and he has her sit on the bed and she's about to scoot back, but he says, "Wait, stop. In order to like, follow your rules, it would be best if you stay right here because then I won't have to like all of me won't have to touch you."
Was this a good version
Yes.
of Sex Before Kissing for you, Melody? Because I
Yep.
was thinking about you the entire book. Listener, they do not kiss. They start fucking like 35% into this book. They
Yeah.
do not kiss until like 85%.
It's great. And both of them are pining so hard for it secretly.
Well, but that's the last, what's the word
the
I'm
last
looking
holdout?
for? Yeah, I was trying, my brain wanted to say bastion, but I don't actually know what a bastion is.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm not comfortable using it with my whole chest, you know?
Indeed. Yeah. And this one in particular is my exact favorite microtrope because it's not even sex before kissing, it's cunnilingus before kissing.
I mean, so they did technically kiss.
Beesh, yeah, but not
But,
in
like,
any
it's not
kind of
it's not the
meaningful, real way.
same.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. No,
Mhm.
she couldn't get out of her head the first time they kissed. And he knew that she wasn't fully into it, So it didn't make any of his dreams come true. It was just like a little taste.
It's almost like he wants a woman to kiss him without feeling conflicted. Wow.
Quite.
Weird. Wild.
Yeah. What standards, Ainsley? Jeez.
Yeah, my God. What a high
Goddamn.
bar, Ainsley.
So she can't see what he's doing because everything is dark, and she thinks this is totally normal. Meanwhile, he is using like the moonlight to get whatever glimpses he can of his dream girl. And so he pulls up her hem and she notices him kneel down, but she has no idea what is coming because obviously Wolfsmont has not ever done anything except stick it between her legs and then immediately leave.
I really wish I'd been writing down all of the W names that you've given him. I'm really curious if you've made any, like if you've done any duplicates or anything like that.
I probably have for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. There's got to be a couple of Wolfsons in there, Wolfscraft.
I don't know that
Wolfscroft?
you've said a single Wolfson.
Oh, interesting.
You've said you're right though. You have said Wolfcraft quite a few times.
Yeah.
And by that I mean like at least twice. Anyway.
So, anyway, he licks up her labia and she's like, "What is happening? You can't. It's too intimate." And he says, "You're not ready for me. If you want it
You're
so
not ready
that
for
I
my
don't kiss
massive
you."
cock.
Right. I don't want to break you. I don't want to make you bleed. And so please just trust me. If you don't want me to kiss you or do anything else, this is going to be the most expedient way to ready you for me. And so then he goes down on her. She comes like a freight train, sees stars, I think, for the first time in her life. Like
This
before
is definitely
that,
her first orgasm.
yeah, this is her first orgasm to completion. I think she's like felt, warm fuzzies with
Yeah.
Wolfscroft. Yeah, but otherwise it's not. This is definitely, yes, this is her first climax. And then right afterwards, he gets up and penetrates her, and then like 2 pumps and a shudder later, it's gone.
And it's so funny
It's
because
done.
he pulls out and she's like, and she looks at him dead in his beautiful face and says, "For somebody with a reputation like yours, I would think you would have lasted longer." Man.
Right? She looks dead in the face of the person doing the
How
biggest favor in her mind.
Fucking. And he's like, "Well, that's that."
He actually says, "Then you underestimate your allure." Even after
Yeah,
he's been
he
totally
turns
put
it
down,
around.
he's still so kind.
And then he leaves to be like, she does apologize, essentially.
Yeah,
She's
oh,
like,
yeah.
"I'm sorry that I was a harpy
That was uncalled for.
that
Right.
night." And
Yeah.
he's like, "You're all good. I mean,
I
it's just, it is
understand.
what it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised that I 2 pumps and a shuddered you, because I almost came just going down on you, so."
Yeah. I've been thinking about being intimate with you for, the whole 3 years we've known each other, 7 years we've known each other. And so one of the reasons that he leaves, he really wants to stay with her. But one of the reasons he leaves is that he can't bear to hear her cry afterwards, and he knows that she's going to. He decides that, like, at some point during this month, he's going to, like, try to get her comfortable enough for them to actually have a good time, you know? And maybe be able to snuggle afterwards.
So
and
he takes her to the local fair, and she starts seeing like how much he cares about people, just authentically cares about them, because like he buys like treats that he has no need of purchasing for way more than he needs to purchase them for, and he's buying gifts for the servants because they get something nice, and the people that he's buying them from get enough money to make it through the winter.
Yeah.
And like it's really sweet. And she
then he
starts
takes her on an
swooning.
England Times carousel, which has got to be tricky.
Okay, Melody, I need you to I sat with this scene
Mm-hmm.
for so honestly an embarrassing amount of time, going, why did it never occur to me? Carousels are much older than machinery is.
Yeah.
How have I, like, what did I think they had? Just fucking gerbil children hiding in the center of it, running on a fucking treadmill? Like, of course they merry-go-rounded it. It's literally oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't that
it's
funny?
literally a merry-go-round.
Uh-huh.
Actually, did you know that the difference between a carousel and a merry-go-round is the direction that they go?
No, I did not know that.
I learned that because I kept calling the carousel at some toy store near Minneapolis that we went to. I kept calling it a merry-go-round, and Erica was like, "This is a carousel." And I was like, "What the fuck is the difference?"
Yeah.
And they're like,
synonyms,
"It's
Erica."
fancy." And I was like, "There's no way that that's the reason. There's no way." And it's not. It's the direction that they go, apparently.
So carousels go counterclockwise and merry-go-rounds go clockwise?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Wow. I had no idea. Thank you for learning me that today.
Well, and it's so fascinating because, like, then when you think about it, you're like, yeah, everything that I've ever been on and rode a little creature as it goes up and down, like, yeah, it's always been counterclockwise.
Yeah. Wild. So, yeah, he takes her on the carousel. They have this wonderful time together, and he is eating up every smile that he can elicit from her.
Well, especially because they're coming easier the longer that they're together.
Yeah.
And they're authentic and genuine.
Right. And so that night, when he comes to her, he tries to do the same thing, same, protocol, if you will. And she's realizing as he's doing this that the reason he came so fast is because he's being so conscientious about not making it too much of a burden for her, that he's also jacking off while he's going down on her so that he can get himself close to climax, and then he only needs to do
is he touching
2 pumps
himself?
and a shutter.
I just took it as he is so fucking horny for going down on her that...
I mean, I think that's certainly part of it, but she says that she's not giving anything. She's just taking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing not only the work on her, but on himself to make sure that she doesn't have to experience more than she needs to. And so as he's getting up, she notices his hand on his cock, right? And then she reaches out and touches his cock, and he just explodes.
He comes all over
her. And he's mortified, right?
And he's like, "You're gonna have to give me a second."
Yeah. He still gets a cloth and cleans up her hand, and she's like, "I can do that." And he's like, "No, I've got it. It's fine." Then he goes over and sits on the couch by the fireplace with his head in his hands. He's just, it's so sad.
And then she comes over to that fireplace, and she's and she basically says what she's been realizing, which is, it's not fair. Because one of the biggest things is she didn't think that he suffered at all post-accident. She thought that all of this fucked up stuff happened to her and her husband because of that accident, and he just got to waltz away and not have any care in the world. But she's coming to realize, oh, it hurt him too.
Oh, God, yeah. He's been living with that grief and guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so she's like, oh, that is wild. And so she's like, I'm suddenly realizing this, and you have put aside all of the things that you clearly want, which is a wife and a child and love and all of these things, you are putting that aside in order to fulfill my husband's wishes and my deepest desire.
Yeah.
And it's my turn.
That's where we're going to stop for today. We'll be back later for the second half of Waking Up with the Duke by Lorraine Heath. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you tomorrow.